we'll initially just make sure that all of these have got 0% weight as well, so none of them are currently having an effect. You can just see how that looks. Now we see it's working nicely. All our bones are doing what they're supposed to do. There we go. You can see them following the face as we would expect. All we've got to do is give them some influence. So we see here in Modeler just a simple little weight map there for the naso-labial area. It's strong just on this single edge here because obviously we're quite a low poly character, so we've really only got the one edge that fully defines that bulge point. But we've got a tiny bit of bleed off just onto the inside loop here, and maybe we'll need some into these edges here, but maybe not. For now, we'll see how that gets on. So let's select those guys, bring up their properties. Their weight is going to be the NasLab there, and let's make sure we set them to 100%. Of course, it goes a bit weird, that's because we've yet to get all of them and rest them. So with that, what do we see? Well, there we go, clearly creating a crease down there somewhat. In that case, it's the lip bulging out a little bit, so we might extend the weight into that area some. Smooth over that. But the one of real interest, of course, is what happens when we move the mouth mid here, and this will also hopefully demonstrate why we've parented it in that way in one of the effects that we get out of that. Because obviously, well, there we go, we see that that's coming along. Now first of all we've got that area of mouth here in between isn't going along. That's because that's currently in no man's land in terms of weights. If we go and we look here, of course, we've got that there, but this has got none of that NasLab weight on it. And of course, if we look at the lips, then it's got no lip weight either. So that's something that we'll need to think about. Aside from that, it is providing quite a nice little function there by raising up and sort of bulging a little with it. But of course, one of the things that you notice is that it sort of runs away. You might want it to come in closer, and what we can do here is we can scale that controller now, because of course the mid of the NasLab is a child of it. So simply by scaling this controller, but also of course we want it to stick out some back, we can rotate this controller so as it gets pulled out like that, and we get a more defined crease there. So what we've got by parenting that midsection off to this guy, or constraining it, you could have set up a constraint and that might have been partial, so as when this moved it didn't move 100% or something, you've got options like that. But what we have is a little way that we can tweak the corner of the mouth from this one mouth corner controller that we've got there for the lips, so we can get a good tweak on how we pose our mouth and the fold of the cheek coming off there.